Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Pregame from the Pond, Madison Mallard Pregame Show. Derek Brizendine alongside Alec Dopp. And Alec, tough loss last night.
Oh, definitely. Anytime you lose at home, it's going to be a tough one to stomach for sure. But especially kind of the way the guys played last night, not their best effort in a few respects, and we'll get into that a little bit later here. Just couldn't quite come through with those big hits when you needed them.
One defining moment for the Bats was there when they had bases loaded, no outs. You've got to at least get one run out of that.
Oh, definitely, and you can't let an opportunity like that slip away. I mean, especially against this Wisconsin Rapids Raptors team. They've been tough on us all year. Well-coached club, a lot of talent, obviously. You just got to come up with those hits, and sometimes they don't fall. I mean, the best thing you can do really is put a good swing on it and stay within yourself in the moment.
One guy that did really well there for the Mallards last night was starting pitcher Nate Hoffman.
Oh, definitely. Nate's it's really been a great turnaround story for him this year. I mean, last year, his first go-around in the Northwoods League, he was, pretty pedestrian production from anyone's standard, I think. This year he's really turned it around. 5 innings last night, his fourth quality start. That leads the Mallards, and he took the loss, giving up that one earned run in the top of the second inning. But another quality start for him. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Nate's been, pounding the strike zone early and often and getting that curveball over. And that's been really key for him this year. And I think that it's going to be a treat to watch him moving forward because he really, solidifies that starting rotation, I think.
And he's one of those guys that you can always rely on for, just to pound that strike zone like you were saying and put the ball in play and make the defense make plays behind you. And one guy that's really been doing a good job of that there is Tony Butler.
Oh, definitely. Tony at the plate has really turned things around. He had a really, tough start to the year. I think his second go-around in the Northwoods League, he's also a returner like Nate. He was batting, I think, around the 200 mark for much of the season. But his last 5 games, he's 7 for 15, which is .467. He came up with the RBI single for the Mallards in the bottom of the 8th last night. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to kind of, I guess you could say spark the Mallards offense kind of in a way, unfortunately, but it's baseball. Things happen like that. And obviously he's got a great glove, and he's definitely a big league prospect. It's great to see him turn things around at the plate.
And a play last night that the Mallards, I'm sure, wishing they had back there is that second run that came in. It was just too easy. It was like there was a mental lapse there. You don't see them too often here as of late. They've been playing pretty good ball, but when they do, they seem to be at the most critical moments that hurt them the most.
Oh, absolutely, Derek. I mean, we've lost 2 of 3 now, and after that roughly 7 or 8 game win streak we had going for us. And, 2 of those losses have really been, because of those mental mistakes and, Colin Thoreau behind the plate, who subbed for Jason Goldstein yesterday. He had that pass ball get by him and, kind of flop out of his glove. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to hold on to that, and the run scored, and that was one of the deciding factors in the game. And it was a big game, to be sure.
And you thought they might have had a chance there in the bottom of the 9th inning with guy at second, 1 out, top of the lineup up, and Regner hits that little blooper, and you thought maybe it'll get down, because if it got down, that run was scoring, and we might be in a whole nother position right now.
Yeah, definitely. And, coming down to the wire, those hits are – you don't think those little bloopers, those bleeders are going to fall through and, make a big difference. But, I mean, that run scores. I mean, plain and simple, if that ball falls. And I think Regner was pretty frustrated that it wasn't able to. And kind of the double play-ish thing there to end with the tag out at second base was unfortunate for a lot of people, our 6,200 fans who were at the game last night. Yeah, it's Regner's been swinging the bat well, and sometimes they just don't fall.
And that was a really tough loss there last night, because that was one that absolutely needed here as we come down to the end of the first half. And as we look at the standings, we're 2 games back, Green Bay's 1 game back, and then there's Kenosha with only 3 games left.
Yeah, no other way to say it, but these next 3 games are huge. The last 3 before the end of the first half. Today is going to be, pivotal for the Mallards, and having a guy like Andrew Beckwith, who we'll talk about real soon, on the mound today is going to be a good I think a really good way for Donnie Scott and his guys to kind of rebound from that loss last night. He's pitched really well so far out of the rotation. But no doubt about it, this is a big game tonight, especially with Kenosha and Green Bay playing pretty good ball here lately.
And, there is the second half that you can always get that playoff spot. But for the first half tonight, it's win or bust. You lose, it's over. You win, there's still at least a chance.
Oh, definitely. You want to get that first playoff spot locked down as soon as you can. I mean, really, and you don't want to take anything for granted. And I think Donnie Scott really preaches that to the guys. Day in and day out, and we got some talented guys coming here in the next few days, so we'll be revamped and kind of re-upped for the second half of the season. But that said, we'll need some help getting that South Division title for the first half here over the next 2 days, but it's definitely doable, and it all really begins today.
We're going to need some help from Mankato and Battle Creek to get a couple of wins. One thing we don't have to worry about, though, is Lakeshore, another postponed game, which pretty much bounces them.
Yeah, it's been strange. They've had a couple rained out games, delayed games, and the winning percentages are going to be off because a lot of these teams aren't playing the same amount of games. So it's kind of funky with the standings right now and how that's going to all sort out. But Lakeshore is a good club, and whatever it takes to pass them, we're gonna take it for sure.
And, I know it's cliche, but we just got to play good ball and let the marbles fall where they fall, And Andrew Beckwith, as you mentioned earlier, is going to be on the mound tonight, and it's going to be a key situation.
Yeah, Andrew, this is his first go around in the Northwoods League, and he kind of started out rough there in the bullpen, but he had a great outing last time out. 6 innings, no earned runs allowed, couple 3 strikeouts and a walk. You can't ask for much more from a Northwoods League starting pitcher than that, and I think it's going to be interesting to see kind of how he responds to this. It's pressure. This is pressure tonight for sure, and there are a few guys other than Hoffman, honestly, who I think Donnie would rather have pitching tonight than Beckwith because he looked strong, last time out.
Well, either way, he's put in this situation. He's called upon. The team's counting on him. The fans are counting on him. We're very excited to see how this game turns out tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the game, and we'll see you back here later on in the week.